Um, I'm oddly replaying a strange scenario from my past, actually, where my little brother was playing with a pop gun, but like made to look like a real gun,
Yeah.
in a really dodgy area. At one point, he was young, and he got out of the car and was just kind of pretending to like be chasing after someone with it. And then someone came out with a real gun and was chasing after my brother and threatening him with it. And in that moment, I mean, okay, any other moment, I would be absolutely terrified of seeing somebody with a gun and run in the other direction. But my little brother was being the one who was being attacked at the time. And so instead of those other natural instincts, different natural instincts jumped in, and I jumped in front of my brother, in front of the gun, screaming at the person, acting absolutely belligerent and out of control, trying to get them to understand that he didn't have a real gun and that they needed to back down and that this was all getting out of hand. And it's coming to me because, I think had I been asked, would you ever jump in front of a gun? I would definitely never have thought yes, but there was a situation that brought me to that point where I didn't think at all about my safety. I was only thinking about saving my brother. So I don't know. That's what's coming to my mind.
So I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but there was a YouTuber. He was known for pranking people. And he pranked the wrong person. He held them at knife point, I think, with a fake knife or a fake gun or something like that. And the guy pulled out his gun, and the guy's no longer here. So it's a scary world to live in. It's really wild. Go ahead, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Krista, that's really cool and like righteous and noble of you that you know that you can rise in that moment. But that's a positive, I think, like that's a positive scenario.
Yeah.
Here's a thought experiment for not you directly, Krista. You can answer if you want, and Ray too. To both you guys, you might have heard of this before, the trolley problem. But say it's we each have a spouse here, our spouse on a train track, and there's a fork. Our spouse is on one side, and there's 10 strangers on the other side, and you're on a bridge overlooking this, but you have the switch. So you can direct the train either right towards your spouse or left towards 10 people. You have to pick one. What would be the morally righteous thing to do? What is the right thing to do? What would you do?
I'm initially jogged by instincts. I think your natural instinct is to save the people that you have a connection with because you have a connection with them. There's something that makes you want to save their life. But then, you're what you should do is maybe save the majority of people, the most people that you can in a given time. But what's missing is that connection piece. They could be maybe 10 of some of the most quote unquote evil people in the world or something, or what, and you wouldn't know because you're not connected. So I would hate to have to make the decision in real life, but I feel like in that moment, having been charged up to save someone I loved before, that I would do anything to save my spouse.
All right, so I get this question not often, but when I do, let me set the stage. So I'm in a discussion regarding worldviews and why worldviews are so important, and why you know what you believe and why you believe it, and why that's important. And so the question, in order to answer the question properly, one must have an understanding that human beings have innate worth. If human beings have innate worth, that means that there's something that transcends us, that gives us innate worth. But if there is nothing that transcends us, that does not gives us innate worth. To me, it doesn't matter what happens and who it happens to. You know, if there's no objective meaning, if there's no innate worth to a human being, then to me, you know, one can die, the other can die, or everybody can, you know, not make it more or less. But if there is a transcendent individual who has given us meaning and worth and just innate worth, then that gives the question relevance. And so I would do whatever I could for as many as I could. And so that's, I guess, how I would answer that question. But in order to answer that question, you would have to understand that we all have that the indication is that human beings have innate worth, and there's no other way for an individual to have innate worth than to have something that transcends us as people or as a humanity. So I guess that's how I would answer it.
I think the assumption that we have innate worth would be up for debate there.
Let's do it.